Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 8th of August. Okay, hopefully, I'm not guaranteeing it, but hopefully I may actually do one of these live straight onto YouTube tomorrow morning, but if it's not tomorrow morning, it'll be the week after next. But I intend looking at just doing them live, so it gives opportunity for YouTube people to able to ask questions when I'm doing them. So but it will be at 8 a.m. that's UK time, so you would need just to check what the times are, otherwise it's just going to be recorded as this one. So I thought I'd give you a bit of pre-warning if I can get myself able to do it. Right, okay, on that note then, so looking at the euro dollar first, and what have we got here? As expected, we saw consolidation the day before and didn't really move too far. Well, yesterday was pretty much the same. You see this 4 hourly, you see this wedge pattern forming here now. So at some point it's going to break out. With the move to the upside, generally it's more to the will be the standard technical analysis, which suggests to the upside. But it's sitting right on its daily pivot here. It's got the S1 below here and the R1 above, and well, that may well provide the range for the day. Yesterday's range much smaller than the previous days, and previous day, it was okay actually, but the Monday saw the best of the days there. So Tuesday's less, Wednesday even less, so Thursday maybe even less. There's little in the way of news to move anything this today. So there we go. That's where we are. It's a throw of a coin almost, but it may pitch to the upside, hit that R1 area. But in terms of points at 12.07, it's got a few pips potentially up to towards 12.35. So maybe, but I would wait until post 8 o'clock and we'll give it a bit of time to see what it's doing. But not a lot there to be talking about. The pound now, let's have a look at the pound. The pound yesterday, in fact I can show you what happened. I talked about the orders below. If we can only get a pen, it'd be good. There we go. We're looking back here when I was talking about it, and I said about these orders here. Well, the sell orders, there was so much of it there. It came down nicely. Gave us a target. I can't remember what the target was now. 21.30ish, I think, or 30 some, just over. I actually aimed for, which was the daily S1. Gave us that target. Yeah, it was back there. Gave us that target quite nicely. It took a while, but you see the sell orders were all taken in the end, and it's cleared. As for this morning, over right hand side here, looking at this, all we got is sell orders sitting above. There may be a little pitch of blue there, net buy orders, which could draw things up this morning, but not too much. In fact, I'm just going to do this, pause this one and resume it. Ooh, need a pen so I don't overdo it. That's it. So what we got here, it just zoomed in here, and there are spots, but it's a bitty old market here in terms of we have got sell orders right down here at 121, 16 and below, that sort of area. Net sell orders below. There's a little pockets of but it's a very thin market in terms of the order book. It's not really giving me too much clue at the moment. So not such a clear one today on the pound there. So left to look at my own technical devices, and well, that's not telling me too much either. Pretty much like the euro, we're just seeing consolidation. To get 40 pips out of a consolidated market like this, I think is quite nice, and it came out pretty well for us yesterday. But today, well, if anything, I did draw, and I've lost it here. I can't remember what time frame I drew it on. I thought it was the hourly, but I had a nice rising channel running across here, and it may be running in that channel and staying in that channel. It didn't quite get down to the lower part of the channel, drawn the way I drew it. I know someone else drew it completely across the bodies and whatever else, and they got a line to match. But either way, it does look like at this stage, it's with the little higher lows in here, that it could have a little bit more upside. May pitch back towards that weekly pivot there at some point at 22.07. Not 100% sure at this stage personally whether I really want to be going long on the pound, but there is that possibility. Dollar yen. Dollar yen is again chopping here. You see on the daily again. It's pretty summarising that we've had most of the significant news for now. As I said, there's still points in these markets. This rolled over nicely back to its S1 yesterday. Eventually, it might do a similar sort of thing again at some point. But for now, and whilst it's above its daily pivot, really wouldn't want to be doing that. It may even today could pitch back up towards the R1. But I'd only be really quite interested, a bit more interested below the S1. But again, the point wise, it's a bit like it's not got a significant. It's 106.03. There's a few points in this 70, so there's about 20 odd points, nearly 30 points roughly, with time spreads and things in there. So there is a potential if it starts breaking down to the downside. But I'd like to see the pound and the euro all rolling up when this rolls over. So we'll see what happens. But again, indecisive market, and when it's like this, it's sometimes better off to let the market show the hand rather than you try and force it. So what we try and do as day traders is try and force the case sometimes just to get into a trade, because we're day traders and we like to be trading, and there's nothing better than sitting in cash. That is a position. So if you're not sure, leave it alone. That's my theory anyway. Aussie dollar, bitty as anything. I did look at the order book on the Aussie dollar just to see if there was anything there. It's not a lot. I mean, there's a smidgen of sell orders below. There's nothing significant that I'd really want to be looking at there to drive anything. At the moment, it could be bracing itself for a pitch up towards its weekly pivot. It's a bit of an arse, but it could do. It's in a steady little move there. If you're looking at the 21, it's broken the 21, closed above it. Maybe just retest that 21. If it retests the 21, starts putting reversals in, look for it for the 4-hourly 50. It's just looking at where we are. Okay, it needs to really come into that. I'd like to see that daily pivot hit really, but if again you're looking at what the trend here in this short term is, high lows, high highs. Maybe it's got some legs in it to pitch up towards at least the R1, and as I say, maybe the weekly pivot itself. But you can see here the 60-minute 200, nice targets up there to be had from that harsh spike which came through with the New Zealand data. Okay, that's the Aussie and the Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar soft at the moment. Again, I looked at the order book on this, and let me get the pen. There we go. It's all right. As soon as I get the pen, it settles all. It takes all away the numbers, and it's as bitty as anything. One thing I would say is there's a stack of sell orders, net sell orders down here. Not massively big, not necessarily big enough for a draw, but it may come down there. But look above as well, and it's as bitty as anything with buy orders, and very thin in terms of the order book here. So nothing clear. I prefer a lopsided order book, i.e. a load of sell orders sitting above it with the sell orders sitting below it, or vice versa, buy and buy, where you've got a block of buy orders sitting above a market. It may just sort of drag it up. Other brokers can see this data as well as we can, so they may, other traders, the bigger traders may try and push towards it. But it's a bitty old market, and I think it really just summarises the fact is no one's too sure what to do with it. But it is a rising market at the moment, higher lows, higher highs in this intermediate time frame, and there may be opportunities on that upper side. But when you come down and look at this 60-minute time frame, where it's sitting on the 60-minute 50, and it's put this little ABC correction, maybe that's it, and it's going to pitch on. And there's lots of ifs and maybes, and well, if it breaks the 50, the 60-50 to the downside, may have some potential. But it's to me, I think I'd stand alone. I don't generally trade the Canadian dollar intraday. We call it the widow maker, but it does tend to take a lot of people's accounts. So you're going to get a few lucky ones, and then the intraday chop that so often happens with it. And we've got key news out tomorrow. We've got the non-farms, or the employment report as they refer to it, tomorrow, so that might cause a bit of a stall with the Canadian dollar there. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. I will quickly look at the New Zealand dollar. Sorry, I'm just running a little bit late. I'm going to look at this on a 60-minute time frame only. Not a lot happening there, but in fact, it's probably very simply put, if it breaks this trend line properly, it's just testing it again now. That may just see us with a bit more rollover, but it's again just consolidating after the bad news. The extra %4 decrease in interest rates shocked it. That's priced in, or 1/4% was priced in. The extra 1/4%, well, it's reacted to it. Maybe we're going to break down. If it starts breaking down, well, just looking at this time frame, maybe a target around about the 64 area, or just slightly below where those bodies finish there, 63.98. Okay, that's it. Have a great day. As I say, I will see if I can do this live at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. If I can't, I'll just record it in this means, and I'll post it to YouTube. Have a great day. Bye for now.